A young man reached into a jar to get his hoe, but he pulled out two identical hoes instead. He'd definitely only put one in there. He didn't think much of it. He casually tossed the extra one back in, but he'd barely taken a few steps when he heard a weird noise coming from the jar. He reached in again, and sure enough, one hoe had turned into two. The young man instantly realized this was the legendary magic jar that could duplicate anything, so he started putting hoes into the jar non-stop. In no time, hoes were piled high in his yard like a mountain. He took them to the market and sold them for half their original price. They sold out in minutes. That night, the young man stuffed his earnings into a sack. Suddenly, a brilliant idea hit him. If I throw gold coins into the jar, I can make more money. Sure enough, countless gold coins started pouring out. After striking it rich, the man built a mansion as grand as a palace. He even had two beautiful women wait on him at every meal. At the same time, his temper got worse and worse. When a servant bought the wrong fish, he flew into a rage and cursed that these poor people would be servants in their next life too. But he forgot he had been a poor man himself before finding the jar. It turned out the young man was originally a farmer. Hardworking, he had saved up enough money only at the age of 35 to buy a piece of land from the landlord. But when he got there, he found it was just a rocky wasteland. The young man was disappointed, but he still removed all the rocks, hoping to turn it into fertile farmland. Luckily, he found this jar underground, and that completely changed his life. News of the young man's sudden wealth soon reached the landlord. The landlord insisted the treasure was his. Neither would back down. Eventually, they took the case to the county magistrate, but the magistrate didn't believe the jar could duplicate things, so he decided to test it himself. He threw his fan into the jar, and sure enough, two fans flew out. This immediately made the magistrate greedy. He made up a flimsy excuse and threw both men in jail, and kept the jar for himself. Then he excitedly went to get his hidden gold to duplicate. Unexpectedly, his father walked in. He had been looking everywhere for a jar to pickle vegetables. Seeing the jar on the floor, he picked it up, but he accidentally tripped backward and fell headfirst into the jar. When the magistrate returned, he saw a pair of hands sticking out of the jar. Terrified, he quickly pulled his father out, but moments later, another pair of hands popped out. He pulled out a second father. The two fathers immediately accused each other of being an imposter. In the scuffle, they both fell back into the jar, so 2 became 4, 4 became 8, and soon several more fathers jumped out. Staring at all these fathers he now had to take care of, the magistrate couldn't take it anymore. He picked up the jar and slammed it to the ground. With a loud crash, the jar shattered, and all the duplicated things vanished along with it. The magistrate got his real father back, just as he wanted, but the landlord and the young man were furious. "If you didn't want the jar, you could have given it to us. Why did you have to smash it?"